Santos is stepping down from the 2 committees he's been assigned to. Oh boy, oh boy. I love it. I love it. I don't care what his reasons are. I'm just glad that he's not going to be making as many decisions for the American people. He should not be in charge of making decisions for a toddler, much less an entire country. So, delighted that he is not going to be on the Science, Space, and Technology Committee or the, oh gosh, what was the other one? Oh, right, the House Small Business Committee. Boy, oh boy, does he not deserve to be on either of those. This was covered on The Damage Report with John Idarola. I hate the way they title their videos, but I love the way they cover the events of the day. Let's have a look at what they said about it.
Representative George Santos apparently told the House GOP conference on Tuesday behind closed doors that he wants off the 2 committees that he's currently on until his issues are resolved. And I think what he means by that is people stop asking him questions. I'm assuming at this point that his issues will never truly be resolved. They seem baked quite deep into him. But anyway, as of right now, he's serving on the small business and the science committees, and he apparently doesn't want to do that for now. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia told CNN that it was Santos's decision that he made on his own to abstain from the committees. I've literally never heard of anyone doing this before, but she said he told the conference he would step aside from the committees as the GOP is trying to oust Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota from the Foreign Affairs Committee. She said specifically, he just felt like there was so much drama really over the situation, and especially what we're doing to remove Ilhan Omar from the Foreign Affairs Committee. But Mr. Santos' statement in there was just saying that he spoke with Speaker McCarthy and made this decision on his own. So
he felt like there was so much drama. Okay, there was drama. There was also attention. His claims cannot stand up to scrutiny, and the more he is in the public light, the more legal danger he's in. But to be clear, I don't think there's any saving him at this point. He has so blatantly broken the law on multiple occasions, so publicly, and I can't fathom him getting away with it. Further, he broke the law against the only people you're really not allowed to in the U.S., which is other rich people, when he fleeced Kevin McCarthy's donors for money. So add on to that his filing of campaign finance forms that were fraudulent, putting somebody's name on there that wasn't involved at all. The fact that he still has yet to account for that $700,000 donation. It's just wild, man. It's wild. There's no way he's going to make it past a jury, which I believe he will be put in front of soon. Possibly before Trump, even though I think charges are imminent with him as well. Well, apparently Fani Willis thinks charges are imminent regarding him.
I think tying this, for whatever reason, to their ridiculous xenophobic, Islamophobic attempt to get Ilhan Omar off of her committee is weird. They really do want to stress that this was his decision and not Kevin McCarthy's, which that actually makes me maybe think that Kevin McCarthy did push for it. Why are they being so explicit about that? One would think a decision that a congressman announces was his decision. It seems defensive, like they don't want the MAGA people to know that Kevin McCarthy was pushing for one of the big liars in their party off. I don't know. I'm a little bit confused at least, but what do you think?
I mean, don't you know George Santos is against the drama? He wants to back away from it all. Of course, he wants to just avoid anything. I honestly couldn't tell you, but this is the first I'm hearing about it. But I think you're right. It is just a way to distance Kevin McCarthy from any decision making, which is. It
was a poor time to transition myself there. So. I have questions about this that they're talking about right now, and it's not addressed in the video anywhere. I'd be interested to know what you've heard amongst your community. Is MAGA really behind George Santos? I realize that they're happy to put up with him for the sake of playing unfair and having the numbers, but would they care if Kevin McCarthy booted him off a seat? Would they even understand what that is what the consequences of that would be?
It just seems like something he wouldn't necessarily want. I don't think he likes that he's being perceived as this spineless figure, but more and more decisions that are coming out of the House don't seem to associate with him. And this is just another example.
Yeah. There's a lot that I am fully willing to admit that I don't understand about this and that I'm not sure about. But if I can say definitively, I do not buy that he doesn't like drama. Come on, this guy. Didn't he, when like his boyfriend was gonna leave him, he was like, "Oh, I bought us tickets for a big vacation down to South America," and it was totally made up. He didn't have the tickets or whatever. Like, come on. Then he stole the guy's phone. You love the drama, and that's fine. Lots of people do. That might be the most endearing thing about George Santos. But no, I think, look, if anything, this is Kevin McCarthy wanting to not have another interview like he had with Margaret Brennan, which I understand.
Definitely.
It was brutal. Him wanting to recede from the spotlight a little bit, thinking maybe that gets people to move on and forget about me. Or number 3, the dude doesn't really want to work. He doesn't want to work on like marking up legislation and coming up with amendments and late night vote-oramas and all that. He wants like the benefits and he wants the cred without the work. So I don't know. I think he might just be using this as an opportunity to get out of some homework.
First of all, any assessment of the GOP these days that involves having a lower opinion of them, I think, is more likely to be accurate. The idea that he would leave these committees, at least in part, simply because he doesn't want to do work, doesn't see how he can personally, financially gain from them, I'd buy that. But John Iadarola said something interesting. He was saying that Kevin McCarthy, one possibility is that McCarthy did kick out Santos, and that his reasoning might have been that he doesn't want another interview where he gets grilled over Santos. It benefits us a ton to remember that the press is a big part of how America works. It also benefits us to remember that the press is reliant on your views to exist. They're reliant on pleasing you to exist, just like politicians are reliant on your votes. Therefore, if you want to see more reporters digging in hard to GOP politicians, any politician, frankly, if you see a bad example of it, if you see, let me show you what I'm talking about. If you see an example of this happening, write in the news station and tell them, I was disappointed. If you want me to be a viewer, you have to do better. If you see this happening, sir, I understand that you stole X money from, in fact, you stole the wallet of that guy over there. What do you have to say about that? Politician says, well, listen, in America, the important thing to remember is that all sides need to be represented. And in fact, all sides need to be able to speak up. And I was elected to represent the people of my district, and that's what I'm here to do. So they want to distract with all kinds of accusations. You let them, because all sides need to be represented, including the people of my district. Does that sound exactly like things you hear politicians say all the time? Asked a direct question, rambles about nothing, then pretends like they answered. And if the reporter does this, and what are you planning on doing next in the committee, sir? They just accept that and move on. They don't say, no, wait, whoa, I didn't ask you about representation. I asked you, did you take that guy's wallet? In fact, we just saw you take that guy's wallet. Explain to us why you did that. That's good reporting versus the earlier example, not good reporting, not pressing them. Why does that happen? Because if you're CNN, if you're Fox, what you don't want to have happen is that representative not interviewing with you anymore, because they know that you're going to press them and do real news. They don't want that. And if they're not going to interview with you, well, then how are you going to get ratings? How are you going to get content? But there's no point in doing the interview if you don't ask serious questions. So hold your news agencies accountable. All of them on their websites present some way for you to contact them. Go to the contact part of their websites and literally just write them an email. If you see somebody letting a politician get away, that is called a gish gavel, just talking about nonsense to burn up time and confuse people. If you see a politician gish gaveling to a direct question and the reporter doesn't keep grilling them until they get an answer, write in and say you want better reporting, because that will affect the coverage. And in turn, that will affect the behavior of politicians. Got nothing but benefit.